Yeah, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com. I'm playing World of Tanks. The tank I am playing is the T20. It's an American Tier 7 medium tank, and the map is Ruinberg. More than likely, unless we have a severe devastating loss, this will probably be my last game in this tank. And to be honest, I didn't really enjoy this tank. I think I had more fun when I had a gun that had a faster reload time, but in general, I really just didn't enjoy this tank. This was always one of the tanks that I didn't want to play. I've got other tanks that I enjoy a lot more. I wonder if they changed it over here. Maybe that's why it doesn't work anymore. You used to be able to get a nice view from there. They must have changed the game, so you can't shoot through there anymore. I ain't afraid of no comet. That sucks. Okay, so I guess I am going to have another game after this. KV-1S is a tank that is very popular, and one of the reasons why is it has a gun that can do a lot of damage. This particular tank is not it. It's possible that they may have removed it from the game, but at least at one time it was a very popular tank to play. This is a tank that I could get and start playing right now, but I'm not a big fan of tank destroyers, so I haven't gotten it yet. I do like this type of tank destroyer. They tend to be a little bit faster, so usually you can aim them a lot faster, even though it still has a fixed turret. I think it's amazing that what he's doing, shooting through many buildings to get to that cap over there. That's pretty cool. I'm going to try this spot sometime in the future. He's doing an excellent job. I wish I knew about this. So there's a new spot, and he's taking no damage. And he is having his way with them. Wow, this is amazing. They must have hit his gun. Must have hit his gun or something. Well, he's got stuff hanging out all over the place. Okay, so that's the game, 1-15. Yeah, we didn't win. We lost that game. I don't think it's too early to call that a loss. 97 experience. All I need is one good game, and I will upgrade this tank. Well, the tank after it is the Pershing. And I do have the T26E4 Super Pershing, which I do like to play, but I don't like it enough to want to buy the Pershing. The Pershing is not a big selling point for me. What I might do is sell the T20 and just leave it at that, and probably not buy the Pershing. But I believe that the tanks that come after it are things like the Patton, which I do want to get. So it's one of those things you got to go through another crunch. The Pershing might not be a good tank. I don't know yet. If it's based on the T26E4, I think it'll be okay. But what I would rather do is play my other tanks for a while. I got a lot of great tanks I want to play. Okay, so I have that 8-second reload time, which on a medium tank is a little bit of a handicap. Come on.
Permission to engage.
Took a long time to do that. The enemy knows where I am, so I gotta keep moving.
Target lost.
Is that a bulldog doing something real stupid? I think so.
Target acquired. Enemy armor is damaged. We've lost some ammo, but at least it didn't explode. Enemy is hit. I don't see the target.
Not the brightest bulldog.
Target acquired.
Try to run high up over here so I can nail him. Wasn't able to.
Enemy armor is hit. Armor gas tanks ruptured. We're low on fuel. We've lost half of our engine power.
Yeah, that sucks. I would have nailed him. I would have hit him. Goes to show you what happens when you're,
Everyone get out.
you know, when you've got a damaged engine. You're really crippled. I would have hit that tank. I thought I had a kill. Oh, no, I just weakened him. Okay, T20. Churchill. The first Churchill is a great tank. But what happens is, as you get to the next Churchill and the Black Prince, the armor gets better, but the guns don't get significantly better. The guns don't keep up with the tier. So when I pulled out my first Churchill, I had like 5 kills in my first game. But then I was disappointed with the upgraded Churchills. I do want to get a Bulldog. The tank that comes before it might be the T-37, I'm not sure.
We're lucky it didn't blow.
But whatever comes before it, I'm having fun playing. So I'm not in a hurry to get the Bulldog. I'll get it eventually. I do have a T-25/2. T-25/2 is one of my favorite tanks in the game. It's a lot like playing the T-26E4 Super Pershing. It's got a great gun on it. It's got a good speed. I kill a lot of tanks. I'm at the point where I only need maybe one more game, and I'm going to be able to sell it for the T-28 prototype. These tanks might be the Chinese tanks that were premium tanks that are no longer on the market. And what happened was there were these tanks that people said were the best tanks in the game. I don't know if it was the Type 59 or the Type 69. And then they were taken out of the game. So people who own them can still play them, but nobody can buy them anymore. And if someone has them, that means that they're probably a player that's been playing for a long time. So here's a Super Pershing. It's got great armor on the front. I don't know why I keep on dying in it. But it does have great armor in the front. They say that the extra armor is to keep the gun from sagging because the gun is very heavy. And it's got a pretty good speed. It was one of the first premium tanks that I ever bought, probably the first week that I played the game. And I think a lot of people do the same because it's inexpensive. You can play Tier 8 for half the price of the other Tier 8 premium tanks. But what it also meant was that I got a terrible, my scores in it. Whatever score you have I just got lousy scores because it was the first tank that I ever played. This tank I don't have yet, but
He'll have a hard time hitting anything.
I think I
Killed our driver. We're covering his position, but not very well.
I think I have the tank.
Gun is damaged. It's working, but not very well.
I think I have the tank that comes before this tank, which is a T44. And I'm working to get this T54, which looks like it's going to be a pretty cool tank. STA1 I'm a little bit away from. I think I got the Cheeto, which is probably tier 6. Okay, T20, let's see how bad you did. I don't think we won. Oh, we won. That means I got probably 1,200. 1,700. Wow, let's see if I can do it. I need an extra 600 to do it. And you know what? Because I hate this tank, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get rid of that T20. It is now gone. And I'm going to sell the T20. Good riddance. Don't ever want to see you again. But now I have a pretty good crew that's in the barracks, so I might have to move them to another tank. So I'm going to look at my American tanks. T37, T34. It's got 3 skills. This tank I'm going to sell any day now. I think he only needs 10,000 left. And then in the barracks, what do you got? You got... Oh, we got to look up US. We've got this guy, which has 2 skills. This one has 1. This one is pretty much nothing. This one, I think, is the guy that I load in when my other tank is busy. So I'm going to dismiss him. He's got a skill, he's got a skill, he's got a skill, he's got 2, he's got 2, he's got 3. So this commander's got 3 skills. Got a bunch of them with 2 and a bunch of them with 1. So the T20 radio operator is going to go into here. The one that I dismissed, like I said, if the T20 were in a game and I wanted to play the T2064, I had another radio operator that would play. Okay, this is weird. He needs his crew, so we're going to return his crew. And then for him, we could take in this guy, we could take in that guy. And all these guys that I'm taking into this tank, I could put in another tank. So let's see how we're doing. We've got this commander with 3 skills. We've got a bunch of guys with 2 skills. He's already got a 3-skill commander. He's 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 only got 1. So what I could do is I could take this M41 and give him a better commander. It's something that I need to think about because SPG is a different tank than other tanks. And with an SPG, you don't need to have all the features. You don't need all the commander skills that you might have with other tanks. But I'll review it before I make my decision, especially considering I don't play this tank very much. I'm probably going to leave it the way it is. And there's a good chance that I'm going to buy another American tank like the Jackson and start moving up that line. So here you can see all the tanks that I own. The other thing that I plan on doing is I'm probably going to buy the T1 Heavy, the M4, the M6, the M4A, 3E8, play them all over again because I had a lot of fun playing those tanks. I'm probably going to buy a Hellcat. Maybe I could buy something like an M7. I would like to have a T71. A T71 is a good light tank to have in the game. If you do like the T20, you're probably going to like the T21. They're very similar tanks. You can look right here, the T20, the T21. They probably look identical if they're side by side. One is a medium tank and one is a light tank. They have the same top speed, so I'm guessing it's going to be the gun that's different. Okay, so that's the T20. That was my final game. I'm going to take a break from playing. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.